absolutely.
Let us know how it works out, eh? Let us know if we're right. We want to know if we got it right. You know.
For what it's worth, I have a TP-Link AX3000 in Mesa. Works absolutely beautiful, out of the box, very fast, very good.
No, I run a TP-Link. It's I think a 1600 or an 1800, but works great.
Mhm. Well, and I'm replacing a TP-Link, something or other, but it's considerably older. Thank you.
Steve, got your hand up.
Yeah, hi. I discovered yesterday that Macrium Reflect, that company makes the backup software, they've got an anniversary sale that's on now until June the 7th, and they've got 50% off the Macrium Reflect software. And the problem I was having with them was it was doing a consolidated incremental, which means that when you set it for a certain number of increments, it when it gets to the end of that, it combines the last bunch together. And it can take almost as long to do that as it does to do a full backup, which makes it pretty silly. And there wasn't any way to turn off the incremental consolidation. Well, apparently with the new version that they just came out with, you can turn that off. So I may be considering getting the new version as well. I'll put I've got the link for it. That's the link for the 50% off on Macrium Reflect that I just put into chat.
Thanks, Steve. Anne Marie, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I just want to have a quick follow-up and tell you that John Kennedy helped me very nicely with my Proton mail.
Oh, did he? Good. Did you get it all worked out?
Got a hold of him and he emailed me back several times with instructions. So
there you go.
I got it handled.
Proton support.
Yeah, I needed it.
Excellent.
Okay.
Good. So you're happy with Proton Mail? It's working good?
Actually, yes, it's fine. It has some of I don't have everything transferred over yet, all my folders that I had on the AOL. It's going to be a slower process, but I'm incorporating it slowly but surely into people I deal with. I'm running things parallel for a while.
Okay, there you go.
Proton just made an announcement that new users are going to find an increase in their price.
I read that, but they're also adding new features, they said. And it's not going to affect me because I'm already a customer. Yay.
Correct.
There you go.
I also read something that Thunderbird is fine, which is an open source email program, is finally updating. Apparently it's been a long time since it's been updated, and they're in the process of getting it updated. So that might be another possibility for people to consider for their email service or program, I should say.
I just want to say one more thing. You people have helped me so much in the last, 2.5 years. And I can't even begin to tell you all the things that I've done because of you and purchased because of you.
Oh,
we're in that boat.
We all suffer from that.
It's fun, isn't it? Heck, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always refer to that as members helping members spend money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If you only knew how much. So, Elaine, go ahead.
Hi, I've been wondering, also struggling with email, so that's why I brought it up now too, changing to Gmail. But how do you feel about MSN? I have an MSN account simply because I had and have Windows and Microsoft products. What about the MSN email?
Is MSN, that's Microsoft, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that must be a Hotmail or an account. They must link it into Hotmail or
Hotmail and Outlook.
Outlook.
They're all
Our,
interchangeable
They're all
now.
the
our
same.
Windows
Yeah.
mail that is what I use, the one that's built into,
Yeah,
Yeah.
MSN has been around for 20 years. That was actually, I think, the first domain name that Microsoft used. MSN standing for Microsoft Network.
Yeah,
Right.
So
but
is it okay? Is it
Yeah, I
better
think
than
it'd be fine.
AOL
Oh, yeah.
or is it
It's
still not
good.
good?
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
good.
That's a mail provider where Proton Mail is a program that you use to get your mail. So there's a difference there.
And
It's
Can you
one of them
explain
that I
that a
use, and
little?
It's fine.
Yeah,
That's
there's
good.
an app or a program, Proton Mail. Outlook is, but Outlook also is used as an email address, which means it's also a software or a mail address.
Domain.
So, yeah, a domain, and MSN is a domain, or it's an email address. You need something to read that mail. It might be online using MSN, using their online program, but you can read your MSN mail in Proton Mail, for instance, or using Outlook, or you can use it with several other programs like the Thunderbird I just mentioned as well.
But since I already have an MSN address and you
You're
think it's
fine.
safer than
You're fine.
AOL,
You're fine. You're fine.
Is
And-
it safer than AOL?
that's my question.
Big time,
oh, yeah.
big time. Don't use AOL.
Yep.
Well, I'm trying to change from AOL, but I think I mentioned I have 5 AOL addresses and it's quite a project. And it's not as easy to get different Gmail addresses. I have to start a new Gmail account to get a new Gmail
Yes.
address easily. Otherwise it uses it. I did check what you put on your chat last time about possibility of using multiple Gmail addresses, but they used dots or pluses or something like that in order to fool Gmail into giving you an address that's slightly different. And then it all goes to the same Gmail inbox, apparently.
Right, right. Yeah, so you'll be okay. It's also very easy with Gmail to import from AOL. You know, there's you just go to import AOL and put it in, and you should be able to suck everything off of AOL into Gmail. It's really, it's all there. It's right in the import. They do it for AOL, Yahoo, and anything that. So it's very easy to import from AOL. Carl,
Does
go
that mean
ahead.
I could read the same email on either AOL or MS or
Well, it would take all your
Gmail then?
data off. It would take all your data very easily right off of AOL and put it into Gmail.
But I still need to notify everybody to change my address?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Carl, go ahead.
Couple of things. Hewie, you did that great presentation on transferring video from the phone to the laptop. Was that last week's? My memory's horrible. Was that last week's presentation?
I believe it was. It's also as an individual video on my channel.
Okay, and your channel, what's the link? Well, what's the name? I've gone to it, but I don't remember it right now.
It's
It's a-
Hewie P, HEWIEP.
Hewie, and
P,
your full name or just P?
just Hewie P.
Okay, got it. I'll find it. All right, the other question I had is, I belong to a amateur radio group, and they sometimes do presentations, and this projector they have is, I don't know, is it maybe 480 by whatever, really old VGA. And I said I would look into something modern. I just wondered off the top of anybody's head, do you know if they do these projectors that do what you were doing, Hewie, does it have a Bluetooth connection so you could connect to the projector without using the cable?
I believe there are some. I've not delved into that at all. I bought an Epson a few years ago. I still use it. And it does both rear projection and front projection. Any projector you look at, what you want to look at is the lumens, the brightness, especially if you have your meetings during the day where you can't have a dark room. You want to have a real bright projector as well. That's one of the big things you want to look at.
Is there like a a number that comes to mind to you, like 1 million, or I mean, I know it changes all the time, but I just knew if you had it happen to have.
I'd have to look it back. It's been a while. I off the top of my head don't remember.
Thank you.
I just launched a poll for everyone. I'm interested. There'll be a second one in a minute. If everyone could just complete that, that would be great for you to. It sort of is in the theme of what we're talking about today, and I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on this. If you could just complete that, and then we'll go to the next one.
My answer is yes, but I can't complete it.
Yeah, mine's no, and I can't complete it. So that's a wash.
Can everyone see the results? It says, am I sharing the results? You
No.
can see the results?
Yep.
Okay, good. Excellent. So
Yes.
No, I think just those of us who are co-hosts can see the results.
Carl, can you see the results online?
Yeah, I can, but it, like somebody said, I don't think my vote will matter.
It's
Okay.
I can see them and it's 92% no.
Yeah,
And I
great. So
couldn't
everyone
vote
can
either.
see them. Great.
All right,
That's
so
good.
everybody-
one yes, all the rest no.
That's good. Okay, so that is interesting. That's very interesting.
That was me. I'm the only one that's doing it.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about that today. So I want to find this. This is really interesting. And I suspected that from our talk last week. And I thought, yeah, I wonder. So, okay, so that's 92. So we only have 8% with yes. Huh.
Because I was a yes.
Well,
Yeah, but
Bill,
only
that means
15
you're not in as a co-host.
we got over 50 people
Because
online. And
I'm also a yes, but I can't vote.
All right. So it's still, wow, that's pretty.
not very many people have answered
Overwhelmingly
it.
no.
Okay.
Not
All
many
right.
people.
So, all right. Now hold on. So I'm going to, well, that gives us a good, so I'm going to stop sharing that one. Okay. Now just a minute. I want to do one more poll here. And what we're going to do is this one. Yeah. There you go. So most of you, only 8% are going to complete this. Don't complete this if you don't use the service.
Put me down for Google.
Oh, did you send it?
Yeah.
Apple Pay, Google.
Ellen, you have your hand up?
I have it on my phone. I've never used it.
We're going to talk about it today, so don't worry. Don't worry, you're in the right spot. Greg, go ahead.
So on my projector, the luminas most people buy are about 3,000 to 35. I bought a 35 or a 6,500 luminas, and it's just like Hewie said. For a bright day, and you try to close up the room, you need to have really some horsepower there with that light. Anyway, I use 6,500 luminous.
Thank you, because that's what we want to do, is do it during the day. You know, in the wintertime, it wasn't bad, real bad, because it gets light, you know, it gets dark early, but now it doesn't get dark till 9 p.m. So thank you.
All right, I get the impression here. I got it. So that's good. So it'll be interesting. We should maybe do this poll, and I want everyone to watch the show today, and we'll see what your thoughts are after you watch the show. See how many people are using it.
How come you don't have PayPal on there?
I could have. PayPal is what we're really talking about. I guess PayPal has an app, and you can use it on. Marshall, can you use the app on your phone? Okay. It was the option. I did not put that on there. It in a 10-minute video, it's impossible. I only wanted those three, but it'll be the same. The PayPal has certainly some advantages and some disadvantages. We can talk about that maybe in the chat, but that's a good point. There's also Venmo. There's a bunch of different ones, but when I started, you know, I got a 10-minute slot to fill, and I can't do it for an hour, or all the other guys get mad at me because they can't talk, right? Bob's always telling me I talk too much, so he says, so I have to be careful with that. Neil, go ahead.
I've just looked at Best Buy, and I'm looking at their routers. I mean, at their modems, modem's gonna cost as much as that router. But
Really? How much are the modems? How much are the modems?
Oh, they average everywhere from 60 to $400. But the one I was looking at was 119. But my question is, I guess it's better to go with the DOCSIS 3.1 rather than the 3.0. If you're
Yes,
getting it.
yes, yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. And the
So-
other thing is, Neil, let me tell you this, that when at Silveridge, Dewey will remember this, at Silveridge, our resort, they changed the system and we had to buy 700 modems. Okay. So I did talk after talk after talk on modems, and the $60 ones are the best ones to buy. In fact, there's only one little chip in there that you need. If you take them apart, they're absolutely, so there's no advantage in the 300 versus the 60, right? So the $60, I think it was Netgear. Was it Netgear that
Netgear is $60.
60 bucks?
but
Yeah,
it-
that's the one. The 3.1 DOCSIS. That's just
No,
fine.
It's 3.0 though. That's the.
Is it 3? I think it should be 3.1. I'd get one.
I think it was 3.
Well, the one I'm looking at is 3.0.
3.1 is what you want.
Yeah, 3.1 is what you want.
All right. Well, Netgear.
It wasn't it.
Oh, that's $300.
Oh, is it really? Oh, anyway, listen, we got to get going here.
Thanks.
Okay, we got to get going.
I'll work on it.
All right, so I got to get ready here.
So close the poll, Ron.
Is the poll closed?
It's still up there.
I think you
see
just
that.
have to close it out manually.
Okay,
Yeah, I think.
done. Huh.
All right. We will mute all and get ready to roll here.
Oh, Ron, you have to make me co-host, by the way.
Okay. Welcome, Tech for Senior, episode 113. It is May the 23rd, which is a long weekend in Canada. It's been a gorgeous weekend. Everyone's having fun, lots of barbecues. I guess next week it is Memorial Day in the United States, and you'll have your long weekend next weekend. Just to let everybody know, all the staff at Tech for Senior are going to work hard over the long weekend next weekend. So yes, there will be a show on Monday next week. So please, if you are enjoying your holiday next weekend and you're bored on Monday morning, or you just can't, we will be here next Monday for you. So welcome everyone. And I always say each week that I do appreciate and thank all the 68 people that are in the show today. Everyone in the show participating puts a lot of work into the videos we make and everything to make the show happen. So we are really appreciative that you are here, and we feed off of your energy. We have, of course, this show is being recorded and will be on online later. So if you're going to miss the show, then you can certainly watch it. We also have a second show on Thursday, which is extremely popular now. It's called Tech for Senior Live, and we do that as a live broadcast, but we use it. We broadcast it, of course, to Facebook and YouTube. So if you come on our Thursday show and you want to watch the show and you come to our Zoom meeting, like many people do, we'll see you on Monday. We won't be around. So please just go to our, if you have trouble finding it, just go to our webpage, excuse me, techforsenior.com. And of course, there's a big button there. You push that and it'll take you right to the site where you should be. We have a really busy show today, so I want to get started early. I'm going to do the introductions very quickly, but I wanted just to let you know for our premiere service today, we will be doing 3 items, and the 3 items we'll be doing. Dewey is actually going to talk on what you need to know about your Echo device. He's got some interesting things to tell you, and that this will be going at 1:30. Hewie's going to talk on converting PDFs, and I'm going to talk on, of course, smartwatches, and we'll be talking about a medical perspective. And that will all happen at 1:30. Our show will finish about 20 minutes past the hour, and then I'll give you time for a little bathroom break. And then if you want to watch the premiere service, then that will be on our YouTube channel. And I'll put the link in the chat as the show goes on, and it was sent out in our newsletter this Saturday. And if you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, please do so. That's how we keep in touch with everybody. Let's just quickly go through the group, and then we'll get the show going, because we have an action-packed show today for you. Hewie, we've got what's going on this Thursday? We got something happening on Thursday.
I think Learning Chromebooks is this Thursday.
All right. Oh my gosh, another month has gone by. Are you getting the notifications out today?
I'm going to have to get the notifications out today. And I need to talk to you to find out what your topic is. So I'll put my topic and we'll put them both in.
Yes, except I haven't figured that out yet. So that's later on.
I have, because I'm going to, I hope, finish up what I started last month.
Okay, there you go. So just remember, Learning Chromebooks this Thursday. Bob,
after the show live.
Yeah. Bob, you're okay. Fires are okay. You're
fires, and unfortunately, most of them are still burning.
Really?
But yes, I'm fine.
You're okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. Dewey, you had a great week off. I guess Dewey's listening. He said just briefly mention me. He says it, but he said he had a great week off, which is great. Bob or Ray, what's new with you?
Not too much, just hanging in there. Looking forward to today's music presentation at the end.
Okay.
Something a little different.
Everybody is going to look forward to that. And of course, Bill James, a man of many logins, we'll call you.
Yeah.
You better be careful, because we may not let you in sometime.
I know. I really have to be careful, but I'm looking forward. I'm going to have some tips, some Windows tips. We're going to talk about storage sense.
Yeah.
How to show the scroll bars.
Yeah.
Sign in options.
Yeah.
And
all coming up.
That's all coming up.
All coming up. All right. Bob, are you ready to roll? We got to get going with this because we have a big show. Are you ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm ready to roll. I hope. Advanced video. Yeah. What do I want to do with this one? Oh, I better make this thing bigger, huh? Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending May 20th, 2022. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and get involved. Here comes digital product placement. Both Amazon Prime Video and NBCU's Peacock have unveiled beta programs that allow products and product ads to be digitally placed in their streaming content. During the Interactive Advertising Bureau's Newsfronts convention this month, Amazon showed off its virtual product placement service, and NBCU spotlighted its in-scene service. Both will give advertisers the ability to digitally place ads, billboards, and products into movies and shows during post-production, meaning the ads can be switched out periodically. Video games already feature this service, and Bloomberg says product placement is a $23 billion industry. For more on this story, see Gizmodo. DOJ says security researchers won't face hacking charges. The Justice Department doesn't want security researchers facing federal charges when they expose security flaws. The department has revised its policy to indicate that researchers, ethical hackers, and other well-intentioned people won't be charged under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act if they're investigating, testing, or fixing vulnerabilities in good faith. You're safe as long as you aren't hurting others and use the knowledge to bolster the security of a product, the DOJ said. Read the full story on Engadget. FCC crusade to end robocalls moves ahead. Robocalls are the #1 complaint to the FCC, and scammers have swindled billions of dollars out of Americans. Slowing the flow of these calls is a top priority for the agency, and it's trying to close remaining loopholes. On Thursday, the FCC voted on its latest effort to protect consumers. I'm going after international scam robocall campaigns that enter American networks through so-called gateway providers. These gateway providers, which are smaller, low-profile companies that hand off calls from network to network, are often used by foreign scammers to disguise phone calls entering the U.S. The new FCC requirements will ensure that the gateway providers are verifying calls before they pass them on to other operators in the States. RTB Industry shares user data hundreds of times daily. In a new report, the Irish Council for Civil Liberties uncovered the full scale of the real-time bidding industry and found that European users' data is shared an average of 376 times per day. For American users, that average jumps to 747 times. According to the report, RTB is a $117 billion industry that operates behind the scenes on websites and apps. It tracks what you are looking at, no matter how private or sensitive, and it records where you go. Google provides RTB info, which includes device information, location details, and browsing history to 4,698 companies. Though personal information is not involved, the ICCL still calls the RTB industry the biggest data breach in history. For more, see BBC News. Apple lets app raise subscription prices automatically. In a policy change this week, Apple informed users that moving forward, when developers raise the price of auto-renewable subscriptions, users will not have to opt in to be charged more. The update explained that certain conditions need to be met in order for this to happen. Specifically, a price increase cannot occur more than once per year. It cannot exceed $5 and 50% of the subscription price, or $50 and 50% for an annual subscription price, and it must be permissible by local law. Apple said users will always receive notifications alerting them of the price increase before it takes effect. Learn more at CNET. SysRV botnet variant installs crypto miners. Last week, Microsoft tweeted about a new variant of the SysRV botnet that is exploiting vulnerabilities in web apps and databases on both Windows and Linux systems to install crypto miners. The variant is called SysRV-K, and Microsoft said it can gain control of web servers. SysRV-K scans the internet to find web servers with various vulnerabilities to install itself, the company wrote. The vulnerabilities range from the path traversal and remote file disclosure to arbitrary file download and remote code execution vulnerabilities. To learn more about sysRVK, read the Hacker News. New SIG forms to enhance ICS OT cybersecurity. Researchers and development company MITRE has announced a new special interest group that is intended to enhance cybersecurity defense for industry control systems and operational technology. MITRE is co-chair of the SIG along with the Cybersecurity Manufacturing Innovation Institute, a research organization that focuses on manufacturing and supply chain in the U.S. The goal is to provide a forum for researchers and vendors to interact and share opinions and expertise in an effort to identify and classify vulnerabilities on common attack patterns that are specific to ICS and other OT, Security Week reported. The funny side of cyber hacks. Road signs play an important role in traffic management, informing drivers of obstacles ahead or the duration of a construction project. However, they make incredibly easy targets to hack thanks to the fact operators rarely change the system's default password. Even if the password happens to be changed, simply pressing Shift and Control and typing out DIPY will reset the password back to DOTS. This led to a bunch of hacks in the late 2000s where pranksters put their own messages onto the machines. Passing drivers, like the confused as hell, saw anything ranging from jokes to song lyrics and even warnings about incoming zombies. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Just because your iPhone is powered off doesn't mean it can't be attacked. The better we understand how adversaries can eavesdrop on our phones, the more confidence we can have in our privacy and help protect our communications. Read the article at the link listed. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bob, hello, Bob.
Yep.
Are you going to go with the next one?
Yes, I am. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and get involved. Quick Assist is a remote assistance application that is part of Microsoft's Windows 10 and 11 operating systems. Up until now, Quick Assist was available to all users to get remote assistance, for example, to resolve issues that users experience while working on Windows machines. You can launch the interface by searching for Quick Assist or by using the keyboard shortcut keys of Control, Windows key, and the Q key. The new app supports the keyboard shortcuts just like the old version of Quick Assist. Starting on May 23, 2022, that old version of Quick Assist will stop functioning. Announced on April 27, 2022, Microsoft informed Windows insiders about the upcoming changes to Quick Assist. The company delayed the change by a week, which was originally scheduled to take place yesterday on May 16th. If you launch the app right now, you'll be asked to update to the new version. The old version of Quick Assist can't be used anymore after May 23, 2022, according to Microsoft. If you choose the Not Yet option, the Update option will be removed from the application window and it will load the Quick Assist interface once it's selected. For me, choosing that path removed the Update option the next time I opened Quick Assist, and I needed to go to the Microsoft Store to manually download the new version. The best advice I can pass along? Update Quick Assist as soon as possible if you use this utility to either give or receive assistance. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Thanks, Bob. That's good advice. Bill James, where are you? Hello, Bill.
I'm here.
We're ready to roll.
All
You're
right.
on. You're on.
Good morning, everyone. Our Windows tips and tricks today is going to cover several subjects. So the first one is going to be storage sense, which I just sort of dubbed it, formerly known as disk cleanup, if you understand the old familiarity with the disk cleanup in the previous versions of Windows, which, by the way, disk cleanup is still available. But anyway, how storage sense works is storage sense is turned on with the default settings. It will run when your device is low on disk space and will clean up unnecessary temporary files. Contents from the recycle bin will be deleted by default after some time, but items in your downloads folder and OneDrive or any other cloud provider will not be touched unless you set up storage sense to do so. You can change these default settings for storage sense to run when and how you like by clicking on Configure Storage Sense or Run Now. Storage sense works on your system drives only, which contains the Windows operating system and is usually referred to by C. If you have other drives attached, you can free up space on other drives by going to More Storage Settings, View Storage Usage on other drives. This is a screenshot of storage sense in Windows 10. And as you see, it's turned on. Normally it's turned off by default, but here you can notice that you can have some options where it says run storage sense. This one is set during low free disk space, but if you use the drop down arrow, you can you have other options. You can also delete files in your recycle bin if they have been there for over 30 days, or you can also set it for never, like the one is for the download folder. And you also, if you use cloud storage, you also can also clean those up. And to free up space now, you just click on Clean Up Now. In the Windows 11 version, it does the exact same things, except things are laid out differently. And if you notice, it is under System. And in this case, it's turned on. Notice that it is configured to clean up every week. Delete files in my recycle bin if there hasn't been over 30 days. That's the default. The next tip is always show scroll bars. By default, scroll bars are turned off in Windows 10 and 11. To turn on or off automatically hide scroll bars, you'll want to open Settings and tap on Ease of Access, the Ease of Access icon in Windows 10. In Windows 11, you want to go to Accessibility's Visual Effects. In Windows 10, as you can see, the is under Display, and you need to scroll down till you get automatically hide scroll bars in Windows and turn that off if you want them to appear. In Windows 11, you will find it under Accessibility, and you again want to toggle that to on. Always show scroll bars. My next tip is on Windows sign-on options. Windows offers many sign-in options. This feature is hardware and software based and depends on the hardware you have and the version of Windows you are using. In Windows 10 and 11, you will find the options under Accounts. The ones that are not applicable to your system will be labeled. This option is currently unavailable. It will also have a Learn More. The options are Windows Hello Face, which requires a compatible camera, Windows Hello Fingerprint, signing with your fingerprint scanner if your device is so equipped. The Windows Hello PIN is available to everyone, and typically you can sign in with a 4-digit number that you set up. However, this PIN can be 4 more digits to include letters and special characters. And to do so, you have to have at least 4 characters. The PIN can't be longer than 127 characters. It must contain upper and lowercase letters. It can include numerics and also include special characters. To expand or include special characters, you want to click on the box to include letters and symbols. Remember, if you make it complex, please write it down. So in Windows 10, you will have the 4 sign-in options. The first one, as I tell more, is that in my case, the Hello Face is not available because I do not have a compatible camera. I do have a fingerprint reader, and that is recommended. Also, I can use the Hello PIN and sign in, and I can also use a security key. In Windows 11, it looks a little bit different. It's under Accounts, and here you can see where I have selected Change My PIN, and I can include my PIN. I can put the new PIN. I put a confirmation. Now, if I want to include letters and symbols, in addition, I need to check this box, and that'll give you the option to be able to expand it to more than 4 digits and to include characters and symbols. If you decide to use a security key, and that is a hardware device, usually in the form of a little USB key that you can use instead of your username and password. It helps you, and you need this kind of security. You can use this type of device, but something you should be aware of, always make your backup of USB security key in case the key is lost. You want to update and change your security key password often, as people with access can easily clone your USB without you knowing it. To do that, it takes 6 steps. Step 1, you want to click on the Windows icon on the toolbar and then select Setting icon, the Settings icon. Step 2, on the Settings window, click Accounts. Step 3, click Sign In Options from the left pane, select Security Key from the right pane, and then click the Manage button. Step 4, insert your USB drive into the USB port when prompted. Step 5, click the Add button following the security key PIN option, and then enter your password by following the on-screen instructions. The example here is a Windows 11 screenshot. Lastly, you should, if you're stepping away from your device for a few minutes, it's a good idea to lock it so that others can't see what's on your screen or access anything on it. To do so, you want to press the Windows logo key plus L to immediately lock it. When you return, you just need to authenticate and you'll be right where you left off. And that are my tips for today. Back to you, Ron.
Perfect. You can unshare yourself. Great. Just unshare. There you go. Well, thanks you, Bill. We'll probably have lots of questions out in the Q&A. I've got a few questions, so we'll deal with those in the Q&A. Let's move on now, and we'll continue with Google Pay, Apple Pay, and we'll see what all this pay stuff's about. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. Which one should I use? Are they safe? How do they work? Let's find out. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help seniors understand technology. If you'd like to be notified when we have a new video out, you know the routine. Just go down below, click the subscribe, and then hit the notification bell, and we'll send you a notification when a new video comes out. Today we're going to talk about the pay services, Google, Apple, and Samsung. What's all this about, and which one should you use? I've got some interesting stuff to talk about, so let's get on with it. Let's look at these three services: Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. Which one should you use? Well, the first thing you need to know is they're all free. They're not going to cost you any money. And they actually all work the same way. I'll explain that in a minute. So which one should you use? Well, if you have an iPhone, then my advice would be to use the Apple Pay. This pairs nicely with the watch, and we're going to have another video coming out, another reason to click that notification, about using these pay services through your watch, which is going to be really cool. But if you have an iPhone, then use Apple Pay. That leaves everybody else with an Android phone, right? And so you probably should use Google Pay. Now, right away, you're going to say, hey, what about Samsung Pay? Well, that's a consideration. Now, you can only use Samsung Pay on a Samsung phone. And in general, more services, countries have a bigger service with Google Pay. And I would generally go with Google Pay, except for one thing. Samsung has some cool phones, particularly foldable phones. Now, they have designed Samsung Pay to work with those phones. For example, if you have a foldable phone, you can take the phone out and you don't have to unlock it or even open it to use the Samsung Pay. It's all designed to be used around that. So if you are considering Samsung Pay, I would look at the type of phone you have and look at the pros and cons before choosing that. They all are free, and they certainly work the same way. So let's have a look at how these work. All right, let's look at how this works. Let's take our traditional credit card. What you do is you put this into the reader, and the transaction occurs. And as you put it into the reader, the credit card number and PIN number are recorded in the reader to make that transaction occur. The problem with this is if there's a skimmer, the bad guys have come and actually made a physical altercation to the reader, this can compromise your card and, of course, provide the bad guys with some very important information. Now, this doesn't occur often, but is a potential risk, particularly with readers in restaurants that are often left unattended. So there are some problems with this. So then we have a situation where it has tap and pay, where you can actually take your credit card if it has that little tap and pay signal on there, and you actually can tap the card. Well, how does that work? That uses an older technology called EMV. So your credit card number and your PIN number are not actually transferred. So it is a secure transaction that occurs between that. This is more secure than inserting it in a reader. But of course, in my case, it never works, or it only works some of the time, because I have my credit card in my back pocket. Sometimes the tap works, sometimes the tap doesn't work. I have to often request a new card from my credit card company because it always works better when I get a new card. So there are a lot of complications with this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So what we're going to talk about today is Google Pay, Samsung Pay, and Apple Pay. And that's where your phone now becomes your credit card. There's a link between your phone and your credit card company. This becomes your credit card. I'm going to show you how to set that up in a minute, but there are a lot of advantages because, of course, we use a different technology than the old EMV that didn't work that well. We use it's called NFC, or near field communication. In other words, there's a radio chip in this phone that actually sends a broadcast to the reader. Now, you probably understand Wi-Fi, you understand Bluetooth. Well, NFC is yet another form of broadcasting that is available on most cell phones. Now, the advantage of NFC is that it only broadcasts 1 or 2 centimeters. You have to be very close for the receiver to pick up the signal. The other thing that happens is when NFC broadcasts from your phone to the reader, it only sends a transaction number. There's no identifier or no information that is kept, or there's no information that's transmitted to the reader other than a very long, complicated number. So that makes this very secure, and also it works, at least I've been using mine for a week now. It works all the time. It's not like that stupid credit card where you tap and pay and it doesn't work. There are a lot more advantages that we're going to talk about, and particularly for seniors. So that is what I want to focus on. All right, let's set this up. It is so simple. Don't be afraid. The first thing you have to do is make sure you have the correct app on your phone. And you'll see on my phone, there are 2 versions of Google Pay. In Canada, we use the older Google Pay app, which is this one. And if you are in the United States, you use the current one, which is this one, and found in the Play Store. Now, I'm not sure how I got the older version of Google Pay on my phone. It was just there. I think in a lot of these cases, these apps are already installed on your Android phone. But if they're not, then you simply have to go to the Play Store and download and install them. Now, once you open the app, the setup of your credit cards is so easy to do. It took me about 10 minutes to do 5 cards. You simply enter the card number in, or in my case, they were already there because Google knew them. But once you do that, it wants to know what those 3-number security code is on the back of your card. You simply put that in, a link between your bank and your phone. You'll then get a text message coming in with a code. You enter that into the app, and bingo, you're hooked up. That's all it is, and it's that simple, and you can do all your cards probably within 5 minutes. Now, once you get the app ready and operational, then I would suggest you move it, as I have here, to the front screen of your phone. This is something you're going to use all the time, so you don't want it to be in the third screen. You don't want to be hunting for it. So I moved that to my primary screen right at the top right, as you can see here, so it's easy to see when I open my phone and I can access it right away. So now I've got the app installed. I am super nervous. I haven't done this before, and I don't want to be in a big Costco lineup and be embarrassed about fumbling around. This isn't going to work. So I work at the airport on Wednesday morning as a greeter. Yes, I'm a greeter. I get to help people with their travel arrangements. So at the airport, a friend of mine has a bakery and a cafe. So I decided to go in a non-busy time and use my first tap and pay with my phone at her restaurant. And here's how it all went. Take 3. Okay, I'm here today and I'm going to be using my Google Pay on my phone. And I've got Andrea here with me because she is a wonderful person and a friend of mine for a long, long time. We used to be in Rotary together, and she's a kind-hearted soul that's going to help me if I have trouble with this. Oh my gosh. So now I'm here On the Fly. If you stop by at Comox Airport, be sure and come On the Fly and buy something, okay? All right, so here we go. And we are going to we're going to charge this. We're going to confirm pay. And I'm not going to leave her a tip, darn it anyway. And I'm going to take my phone now, as you can see my phone here, and I'm going to put it over top. And you'll hear it click, and it is now approved, and we're now going to print. And here comes my receipt. And that is how you use Google Pay on your phone. It's so easy. You've got to try it, all right? Thanks a lot. Bye now. Since this is easy and secure, let's look at the advantages for seniors. Imagine it is the end of the evening. You've been out for dinner. It is now time to pay. You've had a glass of wine. The room is dark. And of course, we all have glasses, and many of us have vision problems. It always seems to be busy when you want to pay. And of course, they bring around that little box for you to put your credit card in. Of course, this is in great demand, so it is just being used by another table. You then put your credit card in, but of course there are a whole bunch of menus that you have to go through. These are very confusing menus, and they're different with each machine. So you have the issue of confusion, you have the issue of you probably can't see very well, and you have the issue of very different menus. Usually what happens is after 2 tries, the waitress says, "I'll do it for you." So wouldn't it be better if you just said to the waitress, "Put the tip in and I'll tap and pay." You take your phone and simply tap it and away you go. No problems. There also may be mobility issues. Maybe you have Parkinson's disease. Maybe it's not easy for you to push those little buttons, even if you could figure out what those buttons were for on that machine that you've just put your card into. And again, the phone can recognize you for facial recognition, and all that you have to bring up is the credit card app, and you just tap and pay. So much easier. We've all experienced this horrible pandemic where a lot of people have died of COVID, particularly seniors. Now, fortunately, we're vaccinated now, but it's still a disease that kills seniors. In the days of the pandemic, when they brought this little machine around to pay, they always wiped it off and sterilized it before giving this to you. But now I see at restaurants that doesn't happen. In fact, these machines are usually in short supply, so they're handed around quite quickly, and the last person who touched it may, of course, be infected. So again, you don't want to touch those machines. A tap and pay with your cell phone certainly would help you with this. You know, these devices are so incredible. Whether you use facial recognition, fingerprint scanning, or gesture control, there are many ways that these phones allow secure access to them without, remember, complicating PIN numbers. You know, I was at Costco a couple of weeks ago, and I felt so bad for a senior. It was a busy Costco day, and of course he was in line, and when he got to the checkout, he couldn't remember his PIN code. Well, it's a senior's moment. We get to do that. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that, but he felt so bad and embarrassed because he wasn't able to complete his transaction. Had he been doing this, the facial recognition would have accessed his phone, and he would have easily just done a tap and pay and been out of there. Again, another reason to use this product. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you want to be notified of future videos that we All right, there we go. We'll have some questions. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions. Just to clarify one thing, with the phone, you actually don't, I should have not mentioned this, you actually don't tap it. In other words, it's because it's broadcasting, you just bring it up into close proximity and then the transaction completes. So it's not actually a tap like it is with your credit card. All right, and I know there'll be lots of questions about that, but we'll deal with those questions in the Q&A after that. Hewie, are you ready to roll?
Absolutely.
Take it away, Hewie.
Okay, I am getting it ready. Got to hit the right one here. Screen it. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Portable apps. What are they? And what do you want to know about them? I'm Hewie Poplock. Portable applications offer some definite advantages. They are lightweight and they allow you to move between computers while taking your apps and settings with you. Here's why they are different and why they sometimes, but not always, are a good choice. When you install an app in Windows, the installation files go to several different locations. The bulk of the app's files are usually copied to a single folder, somewhere in the C:\program files folder. Files that contain settings applying to all users of the app may get created in the program data folder. Settings that are particular to different user accounts on the PC are stored in files created in the hidden app data folder inside each account's user folder. Most apps create entries in the Windows registry that may also hold various configuration settings. And many apps take advantage of shared code libraries that get installed with things like the .NET framework and Visual C++ redistributables. A portable app is simply one that doesn't use an installer. All of the files required to run the app reside in a single folder, which you can put anywhere on the system. If you move the folder, the app will still work the same. Instead of installing a portable app, you typically download it as a zip file, extract that zip to a folder, and run the executable file for that app. If the app allows you to save settings, those settings are saved right inside that same folder. The most significant benefit of using portable apps is self-evident. They're portable. Stick them on a USB drive, for example, and you can carry them around from computer to computer. They won't leave any footprint on the PCs you run them on. Everything, including any settings you saved, is saved right in the portable apps folder on the USB drive. It's very similar to the ways things worked back in the days of MS-DOS and Windows 3.1. Portable apps can be helpful even if you aren't moving between computers, though. For one thing, they leave a smaller footprint on your PC. They tend to be lighter weight than most installable apps just by the virtual and not having to be installed. You can sync them along with their settings to your other PCs using something like Dropbox. Or you can just use an app once without having to worry about leaving junk on your system. If you're running portable apps from a USB drive, you'll want to take care to eject the drive properly instead of just pulling it out. Otherwise, you can corrupt the apps or cause settings not to be saved properly. That said, the advantages of portable apps usually outweigh the disadvantages, particularly if you move around to different PCs a lot. PortableApps.com provides access to several hundred portable apps that you can download and install to your portable apps disk. Many of these apps can only be installed to the portable apps suite, and you don't have a portable version you can use without the suite. The portable apps does offer the advantage of being able to choose exactly which apps you want to include. It's worth exploring what portable apps have to offer. There's nothing quite like the feeling of freedom and flexibility you get from knowing that with the USB drive hanging from your keychain, you can run all the critical aspects of your computer life. Let's take a look at PortableApps.com. We are on the Portable Apps website, and a word of warning. The website is free. The downloads are free. In order to support themselves, they have advertising. They have a lot of advertising. You have to be careful when you click on something, you're not opening up ads. They want you to do that. Let's take a look right down here at the bottom. You'll see this is an ad. But let's move down here. Now this is a download from the website itself. We're going to go to the Apps tab, and we're going to see that the portable app directory is there. Right now, let's take a look at the list. They are by topics, and you will see as we scroll down, and I'll scroll fairly slow. I'm not going to read them all off to you. You can go back and you can examine them. You can take a look, but you can see there's a lot of programs available. Let's take a look at Calibra Portable. We're on the particular app, portable app. There is a description of it. There is some information on how you can get support about it, and then there's download details. Again, you don't want to click down here for download. It's an ad. You're going to get something else. So what you're going to do is come up here to the green where it says download from portable apps. Another way you can tell is if you look at the bottom left, it says https:/portable apps. When we click that, it tells us it's downloading it. Again, another ad pops up. Don't click on it, but down here in the corner, it is downloading the app that we want. I have my computer defaulted to the download folder when I download a file. Yours may not. You may not know where that is going. So if you come down to this corner and right mouse click and click show in folder, you will see there is the app. Now what I do is, because I want to, this is going to be an app by itself, I'm going to say, well, I want to create a new folder. I'm going to call it Calibra Portable. Then I'm going to take this file and I'm going to drag it and drop it. So now when we click on the folder, there is the file we just downloaded. So now I have it in its own folder. It is installing it in the folder that I just created. So it's like an installer, but it really isn't. You'll see that in just a moment. I say, okay, backtrack that, and back and delete it. And so I want it in the folder I just created. So all the pieces and parts will be in there as opposed into another subfolder. And then I just tell it to install. And it's done. So here is the installation, all within the folder called Calibra Portable. And all of the files and subfolders that it needs are in that folder. In order to run it, you hit the calibraportable.exe. The first time through, it's got to do a little bit of setup. And congratulations, you have successfully set up Calibra. Press the finish button to apply your settings. So we click finish, and it's there. And it's opening. There is one book already installed that comes with it, which is the Quick Start Guide, which will help you learn how to use it. More on Calibra next week. Next, I'd like to show you using the Portable Apps app as a better way to control and to take care of what we just did. First, we want to go to the download page. And we want to download portableapps.com platform. It's a way of getting all the portable apps that you want to download in one group. What you want to do is come here and get the green download from portableapps.com. It's now downloading. Again, we're going to go to show in folder, and you will see it's the portableapps.com platform setup. This we're just going to click on from here. I have installed a thumb drive in my system, and we're going to install this program to the thumb drive and anything we want to add to that. We're going to continue. So we have to come down here. We have to, yes, I agree. You want to choose new install. We're going to hit next. We're going to put it on our portable device. We're going to say next. I want it on my F drive. Click next. It says you have selected to install, and it says the root of that drive. And I'm going to say yes, go ahead and install it. Okay, it is checked for run portable apps. We want to go ahead and do that. So we're going to click finish. It tells you what's new in it, and they want you to donate. We're just going to say close. It's going to the portable app directory. It's checking for apps. And there's a list of all the apps that I could choose. So let's take a few here. I'm going to take this. Get Poker TH. Irfan View, it's a Google Chrome, and we're going to pick Audacity, and it is Revo Uninstaller. And now I'm going to say next, but you can see that it's downloading one of 7. I cut out a lot of the terms of service as each one installed. It did it automatically, but I had to click in various spots while I was doing the install. But now if we go to the drive, the USB drive, we will see that we have a start. So if we click on start in the screen, so you will see that it shows the various topics. All of the programs that I had pegged to be installed are here. And check for updates. You can get more apps by category. You can install a new app. So if we go to one of these, gives you some information about the program. And there's the program running. I'm not going to go through it or how to use it. It's just there. And you can see you can run any of your programs from this menu. That's portable apps, the actual program, and individual apps as well. Portable apps, what are they? And what do you want to know about them? I'm Hewie Poplock.
That is very interesting, Hewie. Well done. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions about that. So we'll answer those we'll do that in our Q&A. All right. So Ray, just before you get started, let me say goodbye to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here on YouTube. We, of course, will be moving into our music segment now. If you want to pop over here to participate in the Q&A, we're certainly happy to have you. We have lots of room. If you don't forget, our premiere service starts at 1/2 the hour. I had put details in that, details of the link in our chat. So Ray, do you want to take it away?
Here we go.